Hey crafters, it's Janet with Crafting It Up, coming at you today with a Christmas shaped tag swap entry that I had for Scrapdaworld's tag swap for 2018. I was very fortunate enough to be looking at my phone when the notification came across it that she was putting up that you could be entered in it. And I was super excited. I had watched last year's and even had went back to previous years that she'd done tag swaps. I think they've been doing them about 3 or 4 years. And this is the tag that I entered, and I'm going to go through quickly and show you what I put together for this tag and what I used to make it. And then also share the little bag that I put it in as well. It came out really cute. I'm super excited. I hope everyone loves it. I'll put the video down below that it was featured in, along with the previous videos as well. I think she's up to group 5 today. So it's a really great swap. A lot of talented ladies participate in this. And it's a great way to get to know other crafters that are on YouTube. Now this is my program for the Silhouette Cameo, and of course I'm recording this to the computer so it's kind of hard to see, but the font that I chose for this one is ink free, and it's kind of like a skinny font, and I just loved it. It weeded well when I did it, and I used a vinyl that could go on these little bags that I purchased at Michael's. And I just kind of stalked everybody's page and found out everybody's first names and added them to these little Reindeer Express bags, these little burlap bags. Now these were $2 regular price, but I was able to get them from Michael's at a 40% off discount when I bought them. And it may be that you could get them even cheaper right now with it being the actual holiday season. So I cut these out and weeded around everybody's names, and then I used some transfer tape to push against that name and then ironed it on. Now for the rest of the tags, I'll kind of show you what I've used. Now this is some Heartfelt Creations. This is actually a set. So it's a poinsettia flower, but you get the stamp, the dies, and then there's also a mold that you can run through your die cutting machine to give the flowers their little shape. And it becomes really cute. Now I thought about trying to stamp them out, but I didn't particularly love the look on that, so I left it as just using the dies and the mold. And you put the little pieces in between there and you run it through your die cutting machine, and you kind of have to figure out whatever machine you're using, what type of sandwich you need. But it's kind of like running a steel rule die through it almost. I want to say I had to add like a shim to it because it's not quite as thick. But this is the 3D poinsettia shaping mold, and then I like the fact that it cuts out so many poinsettia flowers as well. Now this is the Tim Holtz Alteration Thinlits. I used pieces out of this as well to put around the flower, just to kind of give it some depth and some greenery around it. And then these are little gems from Michael's, and I used this pink one and put that in the center of the poinsettia. And then from Home Shopping Network, I ordered these Spectrum Noir Midas stamp pads. They come in a 3-pack, but I'm going to use the color Blush. And it's got this wonderful metallic pigment to it, and I used that on the back of the tag, and I round the edges of the tag. I'm a really big fan of finishing off the edges. Now I also use this corrugated paper that's by Recollections from Michael's, but it's really hard to see the way I layered everything. So if I did it again, I probably would have just left that one off there because I don't know that you can see it without really inspecting that tag. This is also some Anna Griffin metallic cardstock. It's in a pink color, and I die cut some of the words out that I used for this, and the poinsettias using this color paper, and I thought it came out so pretty. I absolutely love this paper. It's a little bit more expensive, but you get like 60 pieces, and you get some of the like 5x7, and then so many of the 12x12 as well. And I kind of skip over it really fast, but this is the Blush Romance paper. It's just a coordinating pink colors to go with the Sugar Blush collection that Michaels has, and it's one of their Hot Buy paper pads as well. And it's just got several different pinks and some neutral colors that all go together. And I used this for some of the leaves on the poinsettia because I didn't want to use anything that was green. And I also used like an off pink for one of the little greenery pieces as well for that. And you can see these are really pretty colors. I have so much cardstock that I usually don't buy that, but I couldn't resist that one. And then this is the Sugar Blush paper pad that Michaels has in the 12x12. And several people have already used this beautiful paper pad with their tags. But a lot of people have used different sheets out of it. And I'm like everybody else. I just love it. And it makes a really good shabby chic type tag. I did use the that one there for the background to kind of frame my tag and where it could hang on it. I almost used the ornament one too, or the fluffy one that was in there. And I guess it kind of looked like faux fur. I really like that one too, but I did choose the one that looked like a tree, so it kind of looked like my ornament was hanging from the tree. But this is just a quick look at all the pretty papers in there if you hadn't seen it already. I think most to everybody, if you're into paper crafting, this pad is probably really hard to find by now at Michaels. And then last year, I picked up these little small chipboard ornaments from Michaels. They were on clearance, I bet. And I think they come in 12 in a pack. And they normally sell other shapes like this all year long, and they probably even have the circle one all year long. Maybe they only sell like the snowflake and the snowman at Christmas, but it's a really nice thick chipboard, and it's what I used as my base. And I figured even by the time I line this with that corrugated piece of paper, 2 other pieces of regular paper or the designer paper, the ornament came out really thick. Now, part of this is one of these Spellbinders dies. It's that second smaller wreath that's in there. And this has some beautiful little pieces in there that you can add to it. This was a splurge at Michaels as well. I used a coupon for this. I think it's like $22 for the die, and I think I had a 60% off. This is a My Favorite Things Stitch Circle Stacks, and I used the 4th largest one to line the ornament with, and it fit it just about perfectly. Now, the type of glue that I used for this is this art glitter glue. It dries quickly and it dries clear, but really just about any glue that you have would work. Snowtex I used to add some dimension as well, and added it around. And then this Recollections Christmas, it's a clear stamp and die set that they have. And I used the Joy and Believe dies on this. I didn't stamp it out, I just used the die itself. And then My Favorite Things came out with this set a long time ago. It's a Lollipop Treat Halloween set, but it's got a great piece to it where you can like wrap a treat or like a sucker, and it had a to and from on it that I felt was big enough to go on the back of my tag, and that's what I used to stamp my to and from. I also used some of this tulle as well, just to add a little bit more dimension, and it's like a real pretty mauve color, and it's really hard to pick up on camera except for when it's all rolled up together, and it has kind of like a sheen to it. It's just super pretty. I also ended up using this ribbon that's from Hobby Lobby, and it's a faux leather ribbon. It's $4.99, but they put this routinely on sale for half off, so it's $2.50 for the for the ribbon itself, and I absolutely love this, and I use this to make the little bow. And the bow itself is a Paper Smooches die, small bow that they have. It's a really nice size little bow. It's kind of tiny, but you actually need the die. I have some paper punches, but it won't quite go through that ribbon because it's like a material, really. And this cuts through pretty well. I had maybe one little piece that I had to use the paper snips to it in order to get it all the way cut, but then others cut through just fine. So it might have just been that little section. But I run it through my big shot twice just to kind of make sure that it cuts it really well. And then this is just a little pick of berries, and it's Blooming Holiday. It's from Hobby Lobby, I believe. If it's not, it might be from Joann's, but I really love this pink color. It kind of looks similar to the cardstock that I used that was from Home Shopping, and I just added a little sprig of it. Now I also used some of this crinkle ribbon that Tim Holtz has. It's kind of just really similar to seam binding, and this came from Tuesday Morning. And I almost thought about dyeing it. That's why I got a couple different packages of this, because I figured I could make it whatever color I wanted to. And I believe that's about all that I actually used on the tag. I did have some little eyelash ribbon that I also just tied on to the top as well, but I just cut out a piece of cardstock and I punched a hole in it, and then I cut it with the scissors at the top, and then I just kind of open it up to slide that in there so it would hold it into place. But I also did use a small snowflake die there that I'm looking at, that I see that I didn't include. It was like a freebie or something that I got when I ordered, so it was laying out, and I thought that I should add it, and I used that same pearlescent cardstock that I used with the Spellbinders die and then the words. And then I layered a piece of that paper from the Sugar Blush collection, and I've got the Believe on there, and I just kind of threw some of the Snow Tech on some of the pieces that, you know, stood up a little higher. There's that little gem that's in there. You can kind of see the tulle. There's the eyelash ribbon as well, and I just tied it in a knot, and then the seam binding I tied and knotted at the top. There's the little berries, and I think it came out pretty cute. I'm happy with it. I kind of wanted something shabby chic. I found some things on Pinterest that I really liked, and so to get some inspiration. And then on the back I did my to from, and I kind of just pounced it on that ink pad so it kind of does look like splatter, and then I edged all the way around that piece before I even laid it down. And I edged around the cardstock, or the chipboard piece, and around the other cardstock as well. And so I'm really hoping that the gals that are in the swap with me really like this one. I had so much fun making it, but at the same time, you know, you're just like, I hope they like it. Did I go too far? Did I do enough? Did I not do enough? It was really but it was fun. I hope to do this again in the future. This is some metallic cardstock that I also put on the back of it that I got from Walmart. It's some Nina metallic cardstock, and it was just in where their printer paper was. And that bottom snowflake washi tape along the bottom came from the Target dollar spots. And then I made a little topper, and I'm gonna slide this in there, and hopefully, so if someone wanted to reuse this bag, they could. So I have in the past put the adhesive to the top of it, not thinking too clearly on that, but I saw them doing this on one of the videos, and it's just one of those things where I can say it's so good to watch other people and get other ideas. Just something as simple as this, where somebody could reuse this bag at a later date. Such a great idea. And I always think, why didn't I think of that? So here's my little topper. I put some of the eyelash trim. I used some pink seam binding on there, and I used 2 different colors of the paper from that collection to put at the top. So it just kind of all color coordinates as well. And then I put things inside of the Reindeer Express bags. This one is for Ebony, and I put some special treats down in the bag itself as well, and some goodies. And this one's Audrey's, and you can kind of see the lettering, and it really went in flush with this bag. I just think it turned out so wonderful. That one's Tracy's, and I'll even list all, and Danessa's, and I'll list all their channels down below, as well as Scrapdaworld's, which is Tamika's here. And I'll even list their name right beside them so that you'll know whose channel is who. And that will give you other ideas of like-minded crafters that do such a good job creating. One of the specifics for the swap was that you did have to have an active channel. I think that kind of helps them keep track of, you know, anybody that flakes out. They feel like if you have a channel, you know, you're less likely to do that. I made this little magnet page marker, and it's out of a, I lost my train of thought. It's a mason jar punch, and this little magnet piece was from the Dollar Tree, and I just repurposed it and covered it with that same paper. And I used all the same papers that I had used from that same collection. And then I also made a couple little envelopes, and I threw in some wonderful glitter inside that envelope. Put a little topper on it. That little foam snowflake is from the Dollar Tree. And then I added one of those little beads in the center of that. And I included a thing of these little self-adhesive dots. I think that green goes really well with something like that Santa baby paper. Threw in some candy canes, and I even made a sequin mix. This is some different sequins that are from the Target dollar spot. So there's little red beads, some green trees, and some deer that look like they're leaping. And I thought these would be a good little mix for a shaker card for at Christmas. And I also included some Lindor Lindt chocolate. It's just a milk chocolate truffle bar. It's absolutely one of my favorite chocolate bars at work. If we have like a good scanning rate and things that the hospital does to us nurses, they kind of put you in and they give you like a little prize at the month just to say thank you, I guess. Not really a prize, but as a way to say thank you for keeping track of everything. And I got one of those, and I'm like, oh gosh, I've got to share this. So according to all the bags, all these ladies are on the nice list. So make note of that. But I didn't seal all these up. I kind of left them open so that they would ship better. But like I say, check out those videos down below and check these ladies out. There are so many talented people, and this is just such a good way to meet new people, get new ideas, and share ideas. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day.